This is a strange place to meet someone, isn't it?
Hola mis queridos, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Alicia. Hello my kittens, how are you? My name is Allison, and today we're playing Grim Tales of Vengeance Collector's Edition. Before I tell you the difference between Collector's Edition and the regular game, I actually do want to mention that this game is all about vengeance, seriously. And I gotta admit, there are some scary moments, not to mention a bunch of psychological things that could damage a young child's mind. I'd give examples, but I mean, they're on my personal experience. But remember, this is just me. This is my opinion of the psychological damage side of things for this game. It's not from a paid professional's point of view. Or advice, I should say. Grim Tales of Vengeance focuses on a murder. In fact, this girl's murder. The weird thing about vengeance is that it's kind of like revenge. But in this game, they're taking vengeance by framing the brother of Elizabeth, who happens to be James, and both of them are our nephew and niece. Oy vey! So throughout the game, we're basically trying to, well, I should say the main character is trying to point guilt on someone else, because she believes that James is innocent. And oh boy, this next chapter does have some evidence to prove that he is innocent. Well, I mean, not he is innocent, but there's more evidence to point that he could not have killed her. We just need to find an alibi. That is what's missing here. And an alibi, if you're not familiar with crime, with how court of law works, an alibi is basically, how do I put this in layman's terms? An alibi is your proof of where you were at the time of the murder. And if your alibi matches up and it doesn't place you at the murder scene, then you're clear, you're innocent. And we have yet to learn what his alibi is, where he was when it happened. No one's pointed that out. Okay, so anyway, I've been talking quite a bit. So the difference between Collector's Edition and the regular game is basically the bonus content and strategy guide. The strategy guide, there's also the bonus chapter with the collectibles. I think it's really cool that they included general tips as well. The official guide for Collector's Edition, yeah. Okay, so what I find really cool about the collectibles is that there's two different kinds. There's the statuettes, which are like figurines that you're going to be collecting, and then there's morphing objects. Oy vey. And fortunately, the only morphing object that I've missed was in chapter 1, basically the very first scene where we're able to move the mouse in an interactive way, I should say. I still cannot get over this menu. It's so freaking beautiful. The detail of it is just so spot on. Like, you can barely tell that the waterfall is supposed to be separate. Digitally, I mean. Because technically that is how it's supposed to be. But they made it so well, they blended it so well with the water that you can hardly tell that it's separate. And then there's the castle. Is that really where the castle is? How did I not notice that? Anyway, let's look at the bonus contents. So the bonus contents basically has wallpapers, concept art, music, screensaver. Screensaver, there is only one, which I find rather disappointing. I thought there was more. But of course, with concept arts, with wallpapers and screensaver, once you hit the set button, it will automatically make it happen onto your computer, whether it be Windows, Mac, or whatever. And I gotta tell you, I actually would not mind this being my screensaver if I had my screensaver active. For wallpapers, there's 9 of them. I'm not going to go through them or the concept arts just because it might spoil the game a bit. The music, you can, like I said with all of these, you can save onto your computer. Each one is different and unique, and it's all played out throughout the game. which I find really nice because you don't really want the same kind of music going on throughout the entire game. Good job, Grimtails. Elephant Games, sorry. There are achievements, and sometimes with certain games, it doesn't just focus on hidden object puzzles, achievements, or just like puzzle achievements basically. Like certain amounts in a certain amount of seconds, or finding all of them in a certain amount of time, or just things like that. There are games that actually focus on the story kind of achievements, or even just, I'm kind of referring to Nancy Drew here. But I've actually accomplished quite a bit on that. Oop, I almost hit save. And I think that is pretty much it. One last thing before we get into the video. If anything in this video does not look familiar, that is because you have not been keeping up. Please, please, please check out the links provided in the description box below. Here's the previous video as well as the playlist. I recommend the playlist because that will have everything that I've done so far with Grimtails of Vengeance. You can even check out my channel. There is actually a section that is just for Grimtails. It has all the games that I've done so far for Grimtails. This is game number 6. We have like about 10 more to go through. And if I'm not mistaken, they might already be working on the 17th, if not 18th. Jeez, I wonder how long they're going to keep going. Because I would like to get on to another game series that I'm kind of looking forward to. I think I'm going to do League of Light next, because I did do a first impressions video on that, and I gotta tell you, it looks so much fun. Especially the way they did the narration, the narrative of the main character. Freaking choosing 2 different voices. My heart is just a pitter-patter. Alright, let's get into the game, shall we? Alright, I believe we had started chapter 4. And I am actually going to go ahead and click on that. Just to keep us ocupado. I think we already found the morphing object, which is supposed to be around here. Yeah, I remember finding it at the end of the video. Okay, so, what is this over here? Don't we have some sort of knife? Was that a wolf in the background with the butts? Ooh, thank you. Ooh, we have a key. And the branch. Nice. Wait, what did she say? I should copy this picture to my diary. It seems pretty intricate. And it is intricate. It looks like a family tree. And directions for some reason. I actually did take a picture of this because I know I will not be able to remember that. And it looks like we need to rake these. Are those bugs? Ew. Alright, we do have a key. Does it go to this one? I guess so. Heck yeah. And boink. Yeah, boink. Aw, that's cute. Oh, that's fake. Okay. And this is rusted. Yeah, we need some sort of solution. I do recommend just smashing it with probably like a rock or a hammer would suffice, I should say. But hey, when it comes to Grimtail series, that's not usually the case. You actually have to look for some sort of chemical solution. Okay, so I guess we need to either scare or kill him. Sorry, I didn't mean to use the B word. That's rude. Wait, do we? Yeah, I think we have everything. Heck yeah. Alright, we got explosives. Yeah, violence is never the answer, people. Well, not rarely the answer. A necessary measure, sadly. I'm so glad she added sadly to that. Ooh, ooh, what a lovely owl. I wonder why it's looking at me so intensely. I wonder the same thing. I sometimes wonder if... Wait. Oh, right, we were supposed to go forward. I must admit, it's unsettling in the dark. I concur. And we already have everything. Let's just go ahead and... Boink! Kerosene. it up, babe. Da na 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 na. Connor, na 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 na. Connor's mom shaves his back. That's gonna be stuck in my head all night. I just finished watching a Battle Universe video, everyone. This just freaking cracks me up. Ooh. Nice. And let me tell ya, the one creepiest thing that I find in this entire game is this. Aren't those supposed to be, I don't know, statues? Oh, hey. Edward Maxwell, Charles's illegitimate son, was known for his severe, cynical character. Many scandals were buried or ignored, and he was eventually driven out of the family. Now, if you're not familiar with the word illegitimate, that is basically a child that was born out of wedlock, and wedlock is basically marriage. So, Charles McGray basically had a son with a woman who was not his wife. And I would imagine his wife would have been pissed, unless she is like one of those women that absolutely cannot give birth because of her. I'm not mentioning it. Oh, he's missing an eye. Hey, I think we need that hook. I'm sure there is something under the flagstone. Can I crack it? Betting we could if we had the right tool. Okay. Oh, hey, Caduceus. Am I right to call it Caduceus? It just says medicine amulet. Catechus. Caduceus. Flagstone is too heavy. Why are you calling it flagstone? Is that really what it's called? Something is missing from the angel's wreath. I need to find it. Oh, there's a light bulb. Light bulb. So we basically need a flower for her wreath. Okie dokie. Oh, morphing object. Ding. Oh, hey. That. Alright, so I actually took a picture of that. Because, like I said, my memory is not the way it used to be. So, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice! Alright, well that's done. We've got lots of things to do. Whap, 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 boink. It's an empty slot. I think it needs to find something that fits it. It kind of looks like a bullet. Ah, there we go. Nah. That's gonna be stuck in my head all night. I can't get rid of it. Please help me get this out of my head. There's a ballerina. There's a paw. Oh, there's a rope. And I forgot where the mug was. Right there. Duh. Yeah. Boink. Ooh. Got another mural piece. And we got a photo. Interesting. Sees half the picture. Oh, so we need to get the ruby. Because I think that's what it is, right? Yeah. Alright, so now that we have the what is it, Catechus? Cause I actually looked that up because it was frustrating me all the heck of what the name of it was. And it looks like it's supposed to be Caduceus, but it's actually pronounced Catechus or something like that. Oh hey! We need a dripper or pipet, whatever it's called. Yeah. So we need one of the purple. And 3 of the orange. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, look how shiny that is. 1. Point. And 2. Whee! Yeah! And we get the pipet back. And we get hydrochloric acid. Which, if some of you know your science, helps. Wait, what is it called? Yeah, I was right. Hydrochloric acid. I never even hovered over it to know that's what it was called. Ooh, Robar. Na 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 na. That is cool. Oh, hey, that's a ruby, isn't it? It's necessary to find something sharp and then to pry the stone. Like a nail. Thank you. And we get the hook. Yes. Yes, baby. We finally have the 3rd hook to put this rope on. Thank frickin' goodness. And guess what we can do now? Na 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 na. Use the grappling hook here. Na 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 na. To the study. Na 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 na. Whoa! What? I missed that before. Oh my gosh. James looks sad and disappointed. I think the issue with the inheritance troubles him. Completed. Task. What's the new task? Find out what is behind the closed door in the office. Is that this here? Okay. James doesn't suspect what danger his family is in. And look, we have more diary entries. I'm gonna check that out later on. And I do believe there's a morphing object in here. I just don't want. Oh, there it is. But na 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 na, I'm good at this. Na na na, there's a lens for the camera. Na na na. All right, I seriously gotta stop. Ooh, we have a photo here. Looks like we need a music note used for storage now. Really? I suppose it does have enough space in there. What is this? Statement of renouncing inheritance. Oh. I, James McGray, renounce claim on the inheritance of the family Blackrock Castle in favor of my sister Elizabeth McGray. Whoa! So, you really can renounce your inheritance legally. That is frickin' crazy. And totally accurate to a book that I'm trying to work on.
I refused to let Elizabeth throw her life away, so I visited our lawyer. He tried to talk me out of it, but I signed away my claim to the inheritance. I did the right thing.
Most likely, but if his lawyer tried to talk him out of it, then I think his lawyer might be in on what was going on. Of course, then again, he is a lawyer. He's probably just trying to make sure that James is making the right decision here. So what is this? Whoa! Interesting latch. Latch a very important part. Yeah, canon. This is crazy. Alright. Well, let's look at this. Do we have 3 photos? Yes, we do. And this is actually pretty easy. All you're doing is putting things in their outlined areas. No. Yeah. You get a music note and decorative book. Alright, so we do use this note emulates here. Ooh, and we get a screwdriver. Oh, right! There's this here, isn't there? Yeah. And we are getting pretty close to the end of the video. I think after we get through to this door here, I think I'm gonna stop. Crazy redonkulous, right? So basically what you're doing here is trying to shoot. This actually kind of reminds me of Bull, which is a Mayan game that involves like a ball shooting through a hoop. Basically, it's kind of like basketball, but the hoop is sideways and on a wall instead of a stand. It's pretty complicated. I actually found out about the game in Nancy Drew's Secret of the Scarlet Hand. Actually, I think I was aware of the game before I played that. I just didn't know what it was called. Alright, so what we gotta do here is put the 6th weight on here, which moves the weight scale needle, and put this here. Yep. That locks that. And now we take this away and use the 3rd one. I think we use this. Yeah. And last but not least, we use the second one. Put this on here. And notice that, I should have mentioned this, but notice that whenever you take a weight off or on, it moves the cannon. Okay, so for the last one, we use the 3rd weight and the 4th weight. And we put this to, I think it's 2? What's that? Oh, yeah, the first one. Oh, no. Second one, sorry. Nah. Yeah, and the drawbridge is taken down. Give it to me. Nah. The door is now open. Nah. Really? I can't trust my eyes in this castle. Yeah. Whoa! Find out what is behind the closed door in the office is complete. What's next? Restore the ruined mural. Oh, but we don't have the 4th one. Oh, and right, this is where I'm going to stop for the video. Because basically we are at the end. Alright, so now that we are at the end, let's actually go ahead and look in the diary/journal. Because wow, we actually uncovered quite a bit. Alright, so this is where we stopped. Or this is where we started, I should say. And we have quite a few pages to read. So let's check this out. The stone gargoyle came to life right before my eyes. The ghosts of the castle may wish to impede me, but James needs my help, and so needs must. And I actually looked up so needs must. It's actually a pretty common phrase, it turns out. I've already forgotten what it means. I'll probably put it in post of what it is, because I know I mentioned it in the previous video as well, because I was confused of the phrase. A drawing on one of the columns caught my attention. It looks like a clue to a puzzle. Keeping it in my diary is probably a good idea. Yeah, except I would not be able to read that. Actually, I kind of can, but I don't see the numbers on there, so I wouldn't have been able to know like where to start. I keep seeing strange things in the castle. How could a bear attack me, especially a toy one? And I bet I saw a ghost in the office. I found James in the office reviewing a document in his own handwriting. He appears uncomfortable with any possibility of his inheriting the estate. That's quite a surprise. James legally rejected his claim to the inheritance. The judge must see this, right? In a secret alcove behind the office, I found a heraldic armory. The mural on the wall is damaged. Yeah, and we have that part. Well, most of it, really. We're missing the 4th one, I believe. And I think that is going to be it, everyone. We are caught up with the diary. I am not going to look anything at this because I did not go that far ahead. Oy vey. Let's get to the menu. In this part of the video, I review the game. As I mentioned pretty much at the beginning of the video, the graphics, the details on this is just so beautifully done. I love it. I super love it. As far as story-wise, I think they're doing a great job. So far though, we've only got one character that's not the family that actually gives us somewhat of a idea of who the villain could be, because there's only one character that's not the family. What I don't like, and I pointed this out before, what I don't like in a video game is if there is a villain and there's only one other person throughout the entire game, it's clearly obvious that it's that person. In my opinion, I'm not stating it as a fact, in my opinion, that is a terrible way to make a video game. It does not help the story. I mean, well, it sort of does, but it's like blatantly obvious that it's that character who's the villain. I mean, there are video games, there are movies and shows that are like that, where the main character is the villain, but from what we can gather in Grim Tales, there has been no game where the main character is the villain. I'm just worried that their family friend, who is actually part of their family, I forgot what her name was, Catherine Maxwell or something like that. So far, she's the only one that we're aware of that's not. Well, she is related by blood, only because we as the main character know the background of the family now. We do have proof that he does not have the motive. We're still looking for the alibi. It's very frustrating that they haven't pointed that out yet. I feel like there are other things about this that I'm missing. I'll look at that, figure out what it is that I'm missing, and put it in the annotations because it's driving me nuts. Anywho, I think that's about it for my review. Pretty much covers everything. Other than that there is only one character that is not James and us, kind of worries me. And I really hope they have... Well, I mean, technically there is another. It's the ghostly demon that we keep seeing around in the frozen past, I should say, because we're basically looking in the past through photos and memories attached to objects, which basically means our main character has clairvoyance. Why did I not see that? Oh man. Okay, so I think that's going to be it, everyone. I love you all so much, and I hope you will all enjoy this video as much as I did. Oh my gosh. And I will talk to you all in the next video, which will be Grim Tales, hey ho. And on that note, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If so, smash that like button like a kitten would. And if you're just now tuning into this channel, go ahead and click that ugly red subscribe button. That's beautiful gray, as well as the bell icon right next to it. That'll notify you of all the videos that I do, which are on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sundays, rarely Fridays. And I hope you all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. I am Sweet Fresky Rabbit's Fun World, saying goodbye. Stay awesome and stay on YouTube! Connor, Connor's mom shaves his back.